Okay. Okay, should I get started? Yeah. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Dorothy. I'm Chief Growth Officer at Outlayer. So before we get started, I just want to check if any of you have heard of Outlayer. Can you raise your hand if you have heard of us? Okay, only 2%, okay. What about EigenLayer? Have you heard of EigenLayer? Okay, good. Okay, so just to give you a quick intro about Outlayer, we started about 3 years ago. We are a decentralized protocol that focuses on building rollup as a service, AVSaaS as a service, and restate rollup. So if you have heard of rollup technology, you probably know nowadays a lot of chains have decided not to build their own layer ones. Instead, they want to be an app-specific rollup. For instance, Base Chain is built by Coinbase. There's also WorldCoin and a lot of other app-specific rollups. And our rollup as a service providers like Outlayer is basically facilitating all these chains to build up their chain using our service. So you can see this kind of like cloud service provider. If you want to use cloud service, you can use Google Cloud or Amazon Cloud. It's pretty much the same thing. You can freely choose whichever rollup service provider to help you build your own stack. And then in addition to rollup as a service, we also launched something called AVSaaS as a service, which is to help projects to build their own AVSaaS with a one-click deployment platform. So on the rollup as a service, I think you probably have heard about Arbitrum Orbit or OP Stack or Polygon CDK stack or ZK stack. These are all roll-up stack, which is execution environment projects can use to build up their own chain. For instance, I think XAI is a famous Arbitrum Orbit chain focused on gaming. For OP stack, there's WorldCoin, there's Base Chain, there are a bunch of OP stack chains. And for Polygon CDK, there's A-Star. And ZK stack as well. So these are all like popular rollup stacks that people use nowadays. And then there's data availability layers such as ETHDA. After 4844, settlement costs on Ethereum have reduced tremendously. So nowadays, a lot of projects are actually okay with just using ETHSDA, but if you want cheaper and better options, you can also consider EigenDA, Avail, Nuffle, etc. And there is interoperability, which is a bridging solution that can be incorporated into the chain. And last but not the least, settlement layer. You can settle the chain on a base layer. It can be Ethereum, it can be even the layer 2s if you want to be a layer 3 for your chain, or it can be BNB chain or even exotic chains like Barra chain or Movement L2. So nowadays, as long as the settlement layer is EVM compatible, we can accommodate basically any of them. So as you can see, rollup as a service provider are like car producer. We source different components, different car parts, and we assemble them into a real race car for our clients. And restate rollup is a special vertical of AVSaaS we offer. As you can see, we've been helping a lot of projects to build their own dedicated rollup or app chains. And one thing that's very important is decentralizing the sequences, the validators into a decentralized network and offer fast finality layer atop the standard rollup stack. So this is kind of a middleware layer that would allow these basic rollup app chains to be more performant and more decentralized, more secure. The basic mechanics on the economic side is we allow dual staking of Ethereum restake ETH tokens, as well as eigen token, Outlayer token, and any ERC20 token to be staked with our resale rollup products. And these economic bond will provide security for all these rollups. So I guess before we go into details on our resale rollup and EigenLayer AVS service, I do want to explain a little bit why we're working with EigenLayer. So before EigenLayer, any POS chain or any service that might require a decentralized network have to build things from scratch. They have to set up their own security model, and they have to deploy high capital costs to set up their own network. After EigenLayer comes out, applications or POS networks don't have to set up their own network. They can just simply leverage what's already been built by EigenLayer, which is a decentralized node operator network with a large amount of ETH asset staked with it. So any project that needs strong economic bond, strong consensus can directly reuse what's already built rather than reinventing the wheels. So as you can see, if you want to, like, say you're an Oracle or a ZK coprocessor network, previously before EigenLayer, you have to do a lot of research. You have to understand the software side of things and operation side of things to make sure you don't mess up. I think a good example is Ronin, the chain behind, what's the game? I forgot the name. Anyways, Ronin chain got hacked because they're not they're a game developer, but they are not a good chain operator. They don't know too much about security and infra. So when they build out their own chain, they have 5 multi-sig, and those multi-sig got compromised through social engineering, and then billions of dollars got hacked. And it took them a few years to recover, which involved like Binance kind of saving them, and now they're back. They're relisted on Binance again, but it's an unfortunate incident that just showcase if you're not an expert in infra, and if you build your own security network, there might be a lot of risks you're taking for yourself and your users. So with EigenLayer, it's a lot easier. The Eigen team has taken care of the research part. They have done a lot of engineering work on software and operation. They have the top tier operators for Ethereum, engage with them, I believe over 200 node operators, and there are billions of dollars worth of ETH assets we stake with EigenLayer. So pretty much you don't have to do anything except for writing an AVS contract, which is economic. You don't have to waste more resources, and also it provides stronger economic bond for you. And of course, we do see a future where Web2 applications can directly be built as an AVS, and they don't have to know how to write Solidity, or they don't need to know how to write smart contract. They can directly leverage our service and become a decentralized network. So that's kind of the future we're envisioning, where AVSs in the future can be more user-centric, consumer-facing. As you can see today, a lot of AVSs are more B2B, like research-oriented. Users cannot really interact with AVSs directly, say what Bravis or Legrand is doing, like daily users probably wouldn't be able to understand or interact with all these ZK coprocessor, whereas what we're trying to build is more user-facing applications, and we want to help Web2 builders to directly leverage eigenlayer infra and build AVSs that are not reliant on Solidity or any Web3 coding language. So I already touched on what we are doing, rollup as a service, resale rollup, and AVS as a service. So now I want to showcase a product we built for our AVS as a service vertical. This is called Wizard. It's a platform that allows anyone to deploy an AVS within a few clicks. As you can see, this is kind of a high-level overview on the infrastructure of a standard AVS. There are on-chain components, and then there are off-chain components. And then normally, if you're a new builder, you want to build up your own AVS, you have to go for a lot of hurdles. You have to understand how architecturally AVSs work and how to make sure you work with the right operators, etc. We're basically abstracting everything away for you as a service provider. We can help you deploy your AVS on our Wizard platform without handling most of it. The only thing you need to worry about is the service manager component. So as I mentioned, you can not only deploy an AVS using Wizard, you can also manage and operate your AVS you already deployed with Wizard, and there's whitelisting and other functionalities enabled with Wizard. Yeah, so the basic process is that you create an AVS, and then you manage your AVS on Wizard, and then there's the operator management component that we also handle for you. So I'll show you guys a demo. Given the internet, the limitation of the internet, I'll just directly show you the video of the demo.
Of the AVS Wizard designed by RaaS. You may sign into the dashboard using a Google login. And once you're logged in, you'll be able to see your previous deployments of AVS on the dashboard, and you can also deploy a new AVS. I'll click on deploy a new AVS, and you'll be prompted to fill in a form to deploy your AVS. First, you have to fill in your AVS name. Let's call it also AVS-1-1. And then you have to choose your AVS type that you wish to deploy. In this case, I will choose generic type from the VLS Service Manager templates. Lastly, you have to choose the restake strategies that AVS will support. Do note that ETH-LST is supported by default, and you can optionally choose Eigen and Reorg at the same time. Next, confirm all the different details of your AVS here on the summary page, and click on Submit, and we're prompted to connect your Ethereum wallet. Here, I have connected my MetaMask wallet. Click on Deploy to deploy your base contracts, and you'll be prompted to confirm the transaction on your MetaMask wallet. Transaction has been confirmed, and you can deploy your Service Manager contracts next. Similarly, confirm the transaction on the MetaMask wallet, and wait for the pending transaction to be included in the blockchain. Do note that you actually need Holistic testnet ETH in order to deploy all the contracts successfully. Now you're all set and you can view the deployed AVS. Here on the Manage AVS page, you can see that you have deployed a generic type AVS, supported restake strategies, CLST, and you can view the AVS details on this page, manage your AVS, and also whitelist operators. In the next demo, I'll show you how to do all these things. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you have a good deployment of AVS.
So we just saw how AVSs can be created using Wizard. Now I'm going to show you how to manage your AVS.
In the AVS Wizard demo, I'll show you how to manage your deployed AVS. Here I have my AVS that I've just deployed, awesome AVS-1-1. And I have more restake strategies that AVS support. I'll choose Eigen and reorg this time and save changes. Prompted to connect my wallet. I've connected my MetaMask wallet and click on Add. And I'll be prompted to confirm the transaction on my MetaMask wallet. Click on Confirm, and we can wait for the transaction to be included on the blockchain. The Eigen strategy has been added. I'll click on Add again to add the RaaS strategy. Click on Confirm on your MetaMask wallet, and we'll wait again for the pending transaction to be included. Here we have successfully updated all the restake strategies that the AVS would confirm. Next, I'll show you how to view the AVS details. On the info page, it will directly link you externally to the EigenLayer application, where you can see the AVS that you have deployed. Next, you can check out the contract addresses for this AVS, for example, the proxy address, the service manager proxy, and so on and so forth. Lastly, you can check out the contract roles. In this case, there's a service manager role, the allow list manager, the ejector, and so on. You can also edit the service manager owner by using the edit button. In this case, I will change it back to the same address just to show you how it works. You'll be prompted to confirm transaction on your MetaMask, and we will wait for the pending transaction to be confirmed, and the service manager owner will be updated to a new address. Transaction has been confirmed and the service manager owner has been changed. Next, I'll show you how to manage your AVS. You can view your AVS profile here, and you can edit the AVS metadata. You'll be then requested to input a valid JSON GitHub link. In this case, I will input something here that I already have. Click on Update, and click on Confirmed on your MetaMask, and you'll wait for the AVS metadata to be updated. After the update has been successfully confirmed, you will be able to see an updated info page on the AVS page of the EigenLayer application.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. You can deploy an AVS using some templates we provide. Of course, the generic template is more universal. If you have more use case specific requests, you can also contact us. And then when you manage the deployed AVS on Wizard, you can kind of see there are different functionalities, especially with the strategies. It's essentially allowing you to select the assets you want to enable for your own AVS, whether you want to allow ETH and LST assets, or Eigen token, or AUT token, or even in the future they'll add more tokens. But for now, I think these are the only assets they support on EigenLayer website. the other thing is you might notice the testnet is on Holosky. This is mainly because a lot of LST projects are deployed on Holosky. So to allow using different LST strategies, we would have to deploy the AVS on Holosky testnet. But for mainnet, it's going to be Ethereum mainnet, so it's not a problem. I think that's all, and we're hosting an AVSathon at the moment. It's a virtual hackathon. We're calling for participants. The hackathon is ongoing. It's ending on the 31st, and we'll have judging in early November, and we'll invite the top 3 winners to present at our roll-up day event in Bangkok on November 13th. So if you're interested, feel free to scan the QR code here for more details and register. We are still accepting registration, and if you're interested in the price, this hackathon is co-hosted by us and Eigenlayer, and we're offering prizes for the winners. So if you're interested, feel free to scan the QR code or talk to me. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do we have control over the native currency of the rollup we made?
You mean the native gas token?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for OP Stack and Arbitrum Orbit and CDK, custom gas token function is already enabled. I'm not sure about ZK Stack, I need to check. And we're adding some other rollup stacks. They haven't officially announced, so we cannot disclose, but we pretty much support all rollup stacks, and all the mainstream ones people are actually using all support custom gas token at the moment.
All right.
Are you interested to join our hackathon?
Yeah, but I don't know what to build, actually.
You don't know what to build?
I have no idea. Even talk to GPT, even GPT doesn't know what to build.
I think you can just build anything with a consensus network need, like a prediction market or.
But then they'll be building on that.
Sorry?
Then I'll be building.
Guys like Aave might have a marketing campaign or might have a big event that would involve a lot of transactions. So all of a sudden, both Polymarket and Aave are having big transaction surges, and it's crushing the network, say Arbitrum or Ethereum, right? So as a big project, you don't want the noisy neighbors. You don't want Aave users or Uniswap users to affect your user experience. You want your users to have its own protected user experience. That's why you want to have your own chain.
Using the other chains.
So here's the thing, right? I think liquidity is an issue in the crypto space, but eventually, whenever there's incentive, people are incentivized to move their funds. Like Optimism started off with no liquidity, and over time, liquidity moved there, right? Base chain started off with nothing, and people see a chance to trade meme coins, so they move their funds to base chain. Yeah, and even Sui is taking off now because they have the strategy to incentivize liquidity.
But then we create the problem again. Then we are bringing a lot of different applications to bring liquidity. But in this scenario, you're going to have just one application because you don't want more applications to compete. So how can you bring liquidity?
That's why
if you bring liquidity, you're going to have to share the block space. And if the resolution of using it is not sharing block space, you're going to be alone, there's not going to be liquidity.
Yeah, that's why it's a trade-off, right? As Polymarket, you want to decide whether you want more liquidity sitting on Arbitrum or Ethereum where most other apps are at, or you want to have your own chain so you don't have your noisy neighbors, but you have less liquidity. It's a trade-off. And for some reason, Uniswap has decided to build its own app chain, right? So I think if it's just Polymarket deciding they want to build their own app chain and say DYDX, then it's not a common strategy. But with Uniswap, the biggest application in the crypto world, deciding to build its own app chain, I do see this is a trend that you cannot ignore.
Okay, but yeah, still there's the liquidity problem.
Yeah, so I think that's why.
Assuming we are the devs and we are building a solution, we actually don't have any solution, because if we build an application, it will be just for the grant. There's not going to be a use case because there's no liquidity to actually try the applications. Or we're going to have to build like an app chain with just a meme coin.
Yeah, so the AVS song is not to incentivize you to build a rollup. You actually have to pay us to build your own rollup. We're a service provider, you need to pay us, so it doesn't make sense for a hackathon participant to build a rollup using us, right? It's all about building AVSs.
Yeah, but it's still, you have a test network, and those, right?
Yeah, so it's an AVS, it's not a rollup, it's not an app chain.
So, okay, so what?
Do you know the difference between an AVS and an app chain?
No, I really still don't understand what it does, literally.
No. AVS is an eigenlayer thing. Can anyone help him? Like, can anyone explain to him what is an AVS? It's not all layer, it's eigenlayer.
In your prediction market example, let's say you want to provide real-world events. You would need an oracle. Now, normally you would probably use Chainlink or something, which is. Let's say you use
okay.
Chainlink is supported by a number of operators and the data collector, etc., etc. Now, with AVS, you don't need to use Chainlink. You can use AVS, which is.
But where the data is coming from?
Huh?
Where the data is coming from?
So AVS, I mean, that goes into eigenlayer. So there's a lot of Ethereum stakers to help secure Ethereum as a PDS. Now, the Ether they stake can be used to secure other applications. That's what eigenlayer is about. It's staking, right? So AVS is like a marketplace. You have a lot of applications that could use stake liquidity or stake asset for security. And then you have a bunch of operators who are already staking for Ethereum. They're seeking additional income to also secure.
But that's eigenlayer.
Right, that's eigenlayer. But AVS, it's active validator set. So each application with a number of operator, that's called AVS. So basically, once something application matches the operator, that becomes AVS. It's just a set of operator who is securing this particular application. And what Outlayer is doing is basically automating and sort of helping manage this.
Just a single application.
Huh?
Just a single application. Not two, not three. Each application you choose has to pay extra for validating that. And you said about the data feed example, but still, what is a data feed? What is a decentralized data feed? Somebody that you can trust that you send you the
operator, if the staker also wants to earn income from your application, they would run your service. They will provide you with data, and you would incentivize them.
They simply guarantee the security of the decentralization of a single application. But just the runtime environment, because that gives me centralization power. Because if I own the application on my own chain with my own security, and I need to do a prediction market, where is the data coming from? I still gonna have to build a system to feed that data, and that's still decentralized.
The operator will have to provide the service, and you would pay them for that. And others can challenge whatever data they provide. So they will be slashed if they provide the wrong data. And you have, what do you mean by you're not centralizing anything? They are feeding data into your DApp.
So there is more than one guy, I don't know, providing security. There is multiple.
Yes.
And they provide different services.
Okay, if I may. Where's the pen? Okay. So we have two different services. The one is called rollups, right? One is called AVS. They're not the same thing. So you keep mixing them up and use them as one example, but these are two services we are providing. For those who want to have their own blockchain, this is a blockchain, right? We help them build their own app chains. So there's a sequencer, there's validator, and then it's an execution environment that settles on top of Ethereum or any L1, right? So rollups can be L1, L2, or L3s. And then we help projects to build their own L2 or L3 that settle on top of Ethereum or any layer ones. So you can, the owner of this rollup can be Polymarket, the prediction market, can be Uniswap, they're building Unichain, or it can be Basechain, which is a generic purpose L2 that services all kinds of applications, not just one. And then AVS is POS chains. POS chains are not L2, L3, or rollups. They are, again, a blockchain. A POS chain is basically whoever stakes most will have most rewards. That's the basic logic of POS chains. So that's our second service, help projects to build their own POS chains. And this project, again, can also be a prediction market, an Oracle, a ZK coprocessor, or anything, right? But it doesn't need to be a rollup. A rollup is our third service, which is called restate rollup. A restate rollup is our third service that combines rollup and AVS into restate rollup. It's a decentralized sequencer network and validator network. But today we're talking about Wizard. Wizard is servicing projects to launch AVSs. So you can ignore everything here. Everything here can be removed. So Wizard is all about AVSs. You can build any POS chains using Wizard, using our service, right? So you don't have to worry about rollups or L2s or anything. It's nothing to do with app chains.
Okay.
It's just about POS chains.
And what I'm trying to understand about POS chain is that a network that I
connect?
I have to change network ID.
Not necessarily. Say when you're using Chainlink, how are you using Chainlink? You as a user, you don't have to switch network or connect to Chainlink, right? Uniswap and other applications are getting Chainlink API and getting price feeds from Chainlink. So as a user, you don't have to interact with Chainlink at all. But as a project owner, if you're building Uniswap or a DeFi app, then you have to consider how you're interacting with Chainlink, right?